be here at Baldy's. Thank you, brother. We really appreciate the opportunity to come and rock into your house. And seriously, thank you. The first song we're going to play for you is called Into the Fire. Next song we're going to play for you, one of our personal favorites called Reach. And it's going to be our first single we release off this EP in August. Currently waiting for the masters now. I've never been found broken alone, reaching out from the hole. This next song we're going to play for you is called River. This song is back to the source. never seen. If you love it and you're passionate about it, you must still give it away. Because life is a gift. And that's what the song's about. I hope you enjoy it. our set. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Baldy. We can't wait to watch this with you guys.
What is going on, gentlemen?
What is up? What is up? What is up?
What's up?
How you doing, Baldy?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Great, man.
How
really
you
great.
doing?
How you doing, man? How you doing? We're doing awesome, brother. We just got through rocking your basement here, so a little sweaty, but we're having a blast down here, man. You and your wife have been super hospitable to us. And we really appreciate you inviting us over, man.
Oh, not a problem. Not a problem at all. Would you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Adam Stiglitz, vocalist, lyricist for EverFelt.
Ryan Smelser, drummer for EverFelt.
Jacob Crawford, rhythm guitar player.
Corey Robinson, lead guitar.
Would you get closer to
What's
your
that, Jason? What'd you say?
What'd you say, my
Say it one more time.
Who are you?
Who you are?
Who you are?
Yes. These sound good, man. I can hear everybody pretty good. So.
I'm glad all you guys can hear.
Oh yeah. Jacob, this is challenge number 1.
I sat down and I got cotton mouth like a motherfucker.
I got water over here if you want to drink of it.
No, I'll get one here in a second. You're good. So what's been going on? I've been following you guys for a while now. You reached out for the podcast episode, and I've been very watchful.
Oh, thanks,
It's been
man.
fun
Thanks.
to watch.
We've been busy, with the Battle of the Bands. We've played since the inception of EverFelt. We played 17 shows, but since we've got a new drummer 6 months ago, we played probably 8 or 9 of those 17. And we've got a lot of shows coming up. We're about to play Knucklehead's Bar here in Mount Vernon next Saturday. That'll be our first. Well, this was our first live performance here, shooting the shit with Baldy in Mount Vernon. But next Saturday we'll be playing the after party for the Roadhouse Harley Ash Bass Music Festival. Right. There's going to be a lot of musicians, a lot of people coming out.
Yeah.
So
I'll be there.
We'll start at 11:30. So.
You'll see me running around with a dark mug again.
And we'll find out next Friday if we won the STP show. So I don't know. I mean,
there's a few of you.
We've got some competition, so we'll see. But
there's a lot of good bands on this one.
Everybody. Yeah. So we like that there's competition here. We like to see that. They
don't treat it as competition. At least most bands don't.
But to see that people care about their music enough to where it sounds good when you listen to it, and you're like, man, these guys are playing, and so honestly, that's good. That sharpens, iron sharpens iron, and so
there was a variety too. It wasn't just the same type of music every single time.
True. Yeah.
There was some slower stuff, some covers. Some people came out with their originals, and they all just did.
And Black Diamond and Rock TAO, that opportunity, and we just got through recording our first official EP, self-titled EverFelt, 5-song EP. We recorded it at Loud and Clear Studios in Paducah, and we are super happy with what we've already heard already.
Nice.
We're waiting on the masters now.
Yeah, I'll be buying it.
But thanks, man.
Get it on vinyl, though.
I appreciate
Get it on
that.
vinyl.
Oh, absolutely. I am
Hey,
going
go
to get that
crazy
pressed.
with it. Put it on cassette.
All right.
Go fucking crazy with it. There's bands in Carbondale and in you guys' area. I'm assuming you guys are from. I don't know how. Well, I pay $60 for one from Drift Loud because I just bought the.
I just talked about that actually.
Yeah.
We were talking about doing a vinyl.
Drift Loud can get that done for you.
We
That's
want
what
to
I'm
do a
getting
shadow
at.
box
Yeah.
for the band so that we have a vinyl there, some
There you go.
sticks, and some like our STP shirt. We're hoping to put everything on there so that way.
So
it's a memory.
the really cool thing is whenever we played the Battle of the Bands, we were able to talk to Shad after the show, and he really loved it. And he was like, I had mentioned us playing our EP release party with Black Diamond, and he even told us he'd like to do that. So as soon as we get the EP, we'll be reaching out to them. We'll be reaching out to Rock TAO, and hopefully making something happen with the EP release party. So we don't have that in stone yet.
Radio stations, man, hit them because you got WDBX down there. They're free.
Yeah.
They're all volunteer and all like donation type.
Yeah.
You've got DML up here. You've got
we
5-7. You've got they're all that show you guys did. Those 5 stations there.
Yeah.
I don't think DBX was part of that, but I'm pretty sure all the other ones were.
Yeah, they were.
Which surprised me because DML's gone through some changes because music's evolving. Things that we don't accept it. So you can for me, hearing Stone Temple Pilots being that old now.
Yeah.
And being on an oldie station fucks me up a little bit still.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, now I guess it's my turn to be old.
That's exactly right. But so we got a new logo. We got some new merch coming in. So next Friday we find out who won the Battle of the Bands. We're supposed to have the masters for the EP, and we've been talking about releasing Reach as our first single around August 8th or 9th, and then releasing another song a couple of weeks later, and then potentially releasing the EP the first week in September. So we don't have all those dates set in stone yet as a band. We have to have that conversation. We're doing that after we leave here, actually. But yeah, so we are, and then we have a bunch of other shows coming up in the area and abroad. So we're booked up all the way till the last 2 weekends in December right now. So
Nice.
we played 17 shows. We want to play more. So especially in the local area, so we're really happy to be playing the Knuckleheads.
Knuckleheads, Geos, those are going to be your two main here, unless you want to go to the Granada and do that thing, and then that's.
We've talked to Matthew about that a couple of times, and he's going to get us on the next showcase, is what he was saying. So we love to play there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Granada's fucking gorgeous.
That
It's
stage,
probably,
just to play the stage alone,
dude. I've been talking to a few people out there about bringing back Metal in the Mountains out there, so
we would love to be a part of that.
We're looking into it right now to see whether or not it's going to be logistically safe.
All right.
Because we in the past we've always used the people that play the show police the show.
I see.
That's our security. We don't fuck around with people. If you want to act ignorant, you're going to get dumped out the front door.
I totally agree
They'll
with
come
that.
get you. We don't give a shit. It's the way it's.
Playing gigs like that when you play.
Right. Like there's one venue. I'm not going to name drop, but there's a venue in Mount Vernon that it's a bar, but now it's reached a point where they're so in deep with the city because of location and other locations being close to it in proximity that a lot of places, like a lot of bands like you guys, can't play there now. Now, if you do covers, you're going to get in anywhere. And what you do with that is just throw in your shit and play like two covers. I don't like people being either. That's what happened there. That's what happened there was somebody got their head split.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Almost died. Like, he's a good friend of mine. And
wow.
It was a
sad,
shit
dude.
situation.
That's sad because
it caused things in Mount Vernon to get a little weird for a while with booking. So, like, you're talking about coming out of COVID, then this happens. And now suddenly it's like, okay, now the only thing this guy will book in his building is a shit DJ or cover bands or, like, it's mostly, like, single or dual acoustic acts.
Right.
So they won't go near rock, metal, punk, all that. So,
and it's sad because I think that one thing that EverFelt actually brings is that we're metal, we're psychedelic metal, if you will, but we also bring like there's a beauty to it. There's a power and there's a beauty to what we're doing, and so it can reach a wide range of audience. Into the Fire, for instance, is a very blues, almost like a Heavy Doors type feel. So River is another song that anybody I think could really get into, regardless of whether you listen to metal or rock. And so when you're able to and for us, it's like. We could play covers. We've been playing music a long time, every one of us, and we have played covers before. But for us, it's like, we've got 12 other songs right now that we're just not even finishing yet because we're working on pushing these 5. But the thing is like as long as we continue to accept this idea that we should play covers, then they're just going to keep covering us. They're just going to keep doing it to us. So if they don't if they don't want us, then we'll play somewhere else. You know what I mean? And so for us, it's like. We'd rather play our original songs. I mean, we love playing what we write, and I think that's more artists should do that are original, and they should just stick to that because if more do that, then the cover shit's out the door.
you'd be
You know
surprised
what I mean?
that it's been going on a long time here. Since the hotel scene left here and it started becoming bars, it's been
I've
way.
seen it.
Growing up here,
We've ran
that's
into
how-
it.
Yeah, growing up here, I remember being a teenager, and it was originals everywhere you went. You could go. I mean, even when I was in my early 20s, you can go to Carbondale or Heron or anywhere, and you would just see originals all the time.
Yeah, see, it's college area though.
Yeah, and
Up
then-
here, it's community college area.
Well, it's like
way different scene.
even over there,
Way different
yeah,
scene.
even over there now though, it's cover. A lot of
Yeah.
people are transitioning to that, and they're forgetting about the original artists. And there is a group of
Which is
people
odd because
that-
it used to be the other way around.
Right.
You used to want to be, a cover band because you knew you were going to get into bars.
Right.
Then you began to start writing your own shit.
Yeah.
So then you start introducing it in between covers, and then
And now what
eventually
happens
you
is-
spear yourself away from it.
Yep. Like my boss, I mean, he's in a cover band right now too, but not just his, but there's other bands out there that once you start covers, you're labeled as a cover band.
Yes.
And
Yes. It's
you're
very
never
hard to come
known-
out of it.
Yeah, you're
A
never
lot of them
known as
change their
original.
name to come out of it.
Right, and so since this band is already established as EverFelt, it's really hard. I mean, of course, we talked about
Dude, it took me 3 weeks to figure out you guys use 2 different capital letters in that fucking one word name. I was like, okay, I've seen it like 16 different variations. Which fucking is it? Okay, we're going to stick with an E and an F here. Okay.
That's true. I mean, I see what you're saying.
No, it was just funny. I was like, okay, I don't know how to spell their name when I go to market you guys for what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it took me a minute to figure out how you needed it being spelled. But How did the band get started? I'm sorry. Right? I don't think I've asked for Kumbaya covers, but thank you. You know.
You guys sound totally different than your videos. This must be some new material you're writing.
So how did you guys start out?
So the band first began with, Jacob and I played in a band together back in 2019 called wUrLdz in the Carbondale area. And that's how me and Jacob knew each other. And we were working on trying to find other band members. This is what, 2022? The summer of 2022. Him and I got together. We were working on trying to find other band members to put another band together after COVID and all that.
Right.
And
we almost did that for a full year before we even
yeah.
like went over and did everything else with like
over there
creating EverFelt.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know. So when we found our old drummer on Craigslist, he had a Craigslist ad up, so did I, and we went over there. Jacob and I went over, met Corey, met the old drummer. Now he's no longer with us, and that was the people who were the originally there. So River was actually the first song we actually did, and River came from the EverFelt concept was created from my best friend Charles Lingerfeld, who passed away in 2021. I wrote music with him for many years. His last name was Lingerfeld, and we had a project called Angerfelt before he passed. So
Gotcha.
EverFelt, that concept created with me and Jacob, and I was like, well, I changed it from Angerfelt to EverFelt. That was like 2009.
Originally, it was going to be the album
21.
name. It wasn't even going to be the name of the band.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, but it was the band paging. So when we met Corey, we played River that first time. And at that time, we didn't have a bass player. We had some keyboard guy there. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he was ripping bass off on the keys, bro. He was going at it, man.
And a different drummer, and it was his practice spot. And so we played there, and we wrote the songs we played today. The originators of those, like Jacob gave it away and Into the Fire to the table, and then the other three were written. River was actually a song that Charlie, who passed away, my best friend in the past, he wrote River. He was the originator of that melody, but I had written it with him and brought it to us, and that's how that became. Oh, yeah. And so, and now that, and then from the culmination of that, when we found Jason not long after that. Actually, he found us kind of because we were looking for a bass player, but he heard one of our. Well, I'll let you tell that, Jason, if you like. He had heard one
Step
of our
on
songs.
up to the mic, motherfucker. Nope. I'm here for the nachos,
He heard.
Big presence on the bass,
he
little
heard-
presence on the voice.
He heard our song "Stranger" and he said he'd got up 5 o'clock in the morning and the song was stuck in his head. And he's like, "Man, I think I'm gonna reach out to those guys." So he did, and then he came over and he was awesome. And so he joined the band and then we had a falling out with our former drummer and he left the band. And then we were looking for a drummer all of a sudden. And I think that's when the guys who was it that reached out to you? That's when we found Ryan.
So I'd been looking around for a while. As a drummer, it's just kind of hard to find a crew that doesn't already have a drummer. So I'd actually reached out to Burn Red Sky, and
Gotcha.
when I got a response, they were like, "Well, we're not looking for anybody right now, but why don't you check out EverFelt?" And so I was like, "All right, well, I'll send them a message." And sure enough, I mean,
We had
that was like we talked earlier about this. I'm pretty sure that was me that you were talking to.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
It is strange.
Hey, it's the full circle.
Well, I mean, I handled
It all
90% of
comes
the
back.
communications, 90% of the viral activity, videos, anything that you've seen online that was all done by me. The website, the fucking Facebook, the shit you see that I'm doing here.
Oh, yeah.
So it's weird.
Musicians playing and guys playing different bands.
Right.
Just like playing
Domino effect.
right next to each other in town.
We're all brothers. We're all connected.
In one way or another,
Yeah.
yeah.
Here they are, guys playing different bands. So.
Yeah, it's been an evolution to watch go down.
Actually, one of my friends, my coworker Ryan Moore, played in a band with you years ago.
At a Rose.
And I was talking to him about you like 3 days ago, and he was like, "Baldy?" I was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "I know that, dude." I was like, "I'm not gonna be at work Saturday." And they're like, "What do you mean you're not gonna be here?" Because I thought I was off Saturday. Anyway, I got it covered. But yeah. So he was like, "Yeah, man, we played in a band together." I was like, "Well, I'm gonna go meet him for the
Pretty
first
sure
time."
that was
But
at a Rose.
yeah, it was. That's right. That's right.
yeah.
That's what he said.
'Cause
And,
it was him, me, Dustin Hart, and I cannot remember the singer's name. But yeah.
And
I
then he
did
was
that
in a
for about
band
6 months.
with Matthew Hayes.
We never played
and-
live.
No?
We never played live.
Oh, really?
It's that round of guys. We never got to play live. It was like middle of winter. We were practicing in a fucking shed. It was converted nicely. It was rugs down, fucking heat.
Yeah.
It was a big ass shed. So, dude, it was like
That's a nice little spot,
about
though.
half of the size of just this floor here is the size of that shed that you
Right.
had. So it had a nice fucking area, nice PA setup, easy to get in and out and shit. But it was just like, okay, Dustin got into some shit he shouldn't have, and I was like, I'm not gonna be part of that because
No.
lab rats are not my thing, and I fucking bounced, and that was when I left, and they couldn't figure out why. I'm like, yeah, you'll find out.
Pretty
shortly.
obvious.
But yeah, he had and I hate to name drop, but he had such a hard fucking time. My brother's with his exo lady, so that's why it's like it's kind of a fucking stinger because that dude, I've still got the music in there. I can fucking cue it sitting there.
Wow,
it's fucking ate up how things change and you end up meeting people because I had a stroke back in 2011, so my brain doesn't fucking remember faces or doesn't remember names, it remembers faces.
Oh, I see.
So I cannot retain a name unless I've talked to you daily for about a year.
Right.
Then I'm gonna remember your name.
Right.
Obviously.
But you see them and you're like,
you a nickname, one of the fucking.
So
I have a stroke and I'm the same way.
Oh, dude, I fucking hate it.
So whenever you see people, you're like, I know you, man. I know.
Tony Two Toes. Tony Two Toes. But yeah, so who joined at what time? Like this seems like it really went fast for you.
It did go fast.
Well, I mean, if you consider like the time span of a year, probably a year was like the original foundation.
Yeah.
And then we still didn't. Well, we didn't play out our very first time until like
no, man. We were
6
just having like
months.
practices.
What was your first show?
As a band, our first show was
Cape Girardeau,
Plaza
Missouri.
Billiards. Plaza Billiards.
You guys are in Murfreesboro?
Yeah.
That's a stretch.
We're in West Frankfurt. West Frankfurt.
West Frankfurt.
West
Where the
Frankfurt
studio is.
down. It's that big circle.
Yeah.
Down there.
Yeah, but we played a lot of places. We played all the way to Indiana, Missouri. We've played Kentucky. We've played.
So would you say you've probably played more outside of Illinois than you have in?
Until recently.
Well,
now,
more northern Illinois, more outer states.
so
yeah.
we've recently started booking. Like we're playing Knuckleheads. We're playing Sanctuary.
Check out Geo's here.
I'm gonna hit them
They'll
up soon.
book. You might have to bring a fellow band with you, but they'll book.
That's all right. We know some bands.
Definitely hard to like get certain shows, like you were
we
saying
gotta-
earlier, certain shows at certain places.
Do
Because
what?
it is hard to get certain shows at certain places
Yeah.
because a lot of around here is that like downtown country music or
Dude, that's what's booked all the
true.
time. And I think
true.
it's partly the city doesn't want a problem because after, like I said, that dude got his head split, almost died.
yeah.
It backed off hard.
There's a new place in Heron called the Sanctuary S Lounge. It used to be Bootleggers, and they turned it. They've revamped it.
I've heard bootleggers.
And so we're playing there November 23rd, and we're playing Buckwater Brewworks. We were going to play that's right by Consume in Carbondale. We
Right.
were going to play there the 31st, but we weren't able to. So we're either going to play the first or second weekend of December there. So we are starting to book some local shows, and we did have the Southern Illinois Festival Company reach out to us about a show that we're going to do with them too. So October 26th is what they're trying to find a venue. It's like a benefit show. So, and we did do another show in Carbondale for the benefit for women's sexual assault prevention for the city of Carbondale. We played that. So we're starting to play some local stuff.
Is
But
that
our
like
first
the Pink Lady Project or something?
it
like
is,
that?
yeah.
Is that what that is?
That's right.
Okay.
And so the first, year we were playing everywhere but Illinois. Even though we're from here, nobody really knew, our sound. Or we were putting stuff out online, but none of the venues really knew us. So they're starting to. I think that one of the things that's helped people kind of take notice is some of our stuff online, but also I think it's because of doing the stuff like this. Where you make this possible for us. But also it's like, with the Battle of the Bands, having us on TAO and doing that also I think has helped us to get in some doors with some local venues. So I think that's one of the reasons Knuckleheads may have let us come play there because we're original.
Probably.
We're all
Yeah.
original. And
Well, Knuckleheads is connected somewhere in that line, I guarantee.
Yeah,
One of
I'm
the guys
sure.
that reached out to Adam recently, or actually reached out to just EverFelt, but they reached out to him saying that they had heard that we were an up and coming band.
Right.
That was
that
the
was
Southern
kind of
Illinois Festival guys.
Right,
Yeah.
and so that was kind of neat to hear that that's how.
And you'd be surprised how many people follow my coattail on anybody that I'm like. If I post a video, it usually will gain traction. It takes a minute, sometimes 6 months.
Yeah,
but people will eventually come back to it, and I ain't trying to like dust off a shoulder and no bullshit like that. I'm very humble about what I do, and I'm grateful that bands like you want to come here. Because for a while I thought that was not going to be the case. So being in this with the new realm of it and having old connections does help.
Yeah.
But like as you guys run through it, like you were talking about the mix. Well, actually, you two were talking about the mix of different bands with different members. There's a lot of bands now that have dissolved from the 90s, 2000s. Those members are now running some of these places. They're booking some of these places.
Yes.
They're marketing the way I'm marketing. They've got a podcast. They're doing whatever. So we all make sure that we're in the same network.
Right. And you know, Kyle Bissell, we talked to him, and we're wanting to play some shows with Sirexis, some of his bands, and he actually offered us to play a show at Olney's soon, but we weren't able to do it. It was a date we were already playing somewhere else, but you know, we're going to get another show. We're going to do some shows with those guys. So we're really wanting to play with Cause of Ruin. We're wanting to play with these bands that are, in our opinion, on the same level as we are, as far as like the production we bring, the sound we bring, and what we want to bring to the people, you know, in this area and abroad. So we're looking to do that, and
Right.
you know, we're booking for 2025 now. We got a show booked at Paducah Beer Works with Come Down Kings on January 25th. So
Nice.
we're already booking into next year. So we're excited, man.
Stay
we're excited.
active.
Yeah.
Stay active, because
Yeah.
winters here are a bitch for the scene.
Yeah.
And I've been
Well,
looking for bands that are just like not well known, that are from here, that are kind of in the same genre or the same field too. I mean, I'm always looking at new things that are coming up and around, and I'm planning on reaching out to a few of them and say, hey, do you want to put on a show together, or
That's what I've been doing.
Right.
That's how you network. And that's,
Oh, yeah.
And it's about the music, man.
We used to do a barbecue here every year called the Sem Barbecue. So the Illinois Metal Movement was what the program was under.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
And the barbecue was based around the fact that it's so hard for us as musicians, because I am as well. It's so hard for us as musicians to get together, hang out, and network without a crowd.
Yeah.
Your shit was so awesome. Is cool. We love that. That's the whole point
course.
of doing it. But there needs to be time for us to enjoy family, friends, and our network.
Yes.
So the barbecue became a mainstay for that, and we invite everybody out. We have this set up the same way as you see it right now, and everybody gets down here, and we mix up band members and play music and drink and hang out.
That's cool,
whatever.
bro.
So, and we eventually plan to have the pool done a little better. We have a stand-up pool right now to get the kids taught.
That's
but
awesome,
We're
man.
hoping to put in a deeper pool to make a big thing happen here, and bring
yeah,
all of Kyle's artists here and have a big party here.
That's
So-
cool, dude.
So we're trying to
That'd be
make the
dope.
scene. We've got the Granada Theater now. We
Yeah.
didn't have this 10 years ago.
Yeah.
When I was doing Metal in the Mountains 5, which was the last thing that was done there before it was sold, when we did that, we knew that it was probably going to be the last time we were going to get to do it. And then my mom passed away, and then I stopped doing everything for a while. It took some time for me, and it came back to start doing the podcast again. But we didn't have the Granada Theater looking like baby fucking pageant.
And
So
it is
now
looking like that.
It's a game changer. Like this fall, I was telling you guys earlier, we got Fuel coming
Yeah.
to play Mount Vernon's Fall Fest right in front of DB's bar. They're
That's
building
awesome.
a green space there. There's literally that's a sheriff's department behind it,
Huh.
and the police department is down on 25th Street now, but it used to be up the road from it. So you've got like a bar, then you've got the area they're going to be playing in the street. So you've got people that are going to be coming in and out of the bar onto the street there to be able to fucking party and hang out and listen to music. And then you've got the courthouse right up the road from it. So
great.
there's not going to be any problems there.
Fuel is one of the first bands I ever seen.
Really?
Fuel,
I've never seen them live.
Biohazard,
This will
and
be my first
Orgy.
time.
Played a show. I was like 16, and I had ran away from home, and I ended up in Indiana. And the day before that, I was in Louisville, Kentucky, and I didn't know how I. Anyway, it was a show put
Well,
on
I've
by
had
some
my-
radio station.
I woke up in Louisville, Kentucky on the hood of my car after a banger of a night.
No,
and
I woke up on the river, man. Right
this
there at that
time of
show.
year,
Oh,
11 o'clock in the
man.
morning, no shirt on the hood of my car, no shade. I was cooked
Yeah, man.
I was cooked to the fucking windshield. It was horrible.
Oh damn,
Dude, it
that
was
sounds
horrible.
bad.
151.
That sounds real bad.
Oof.
Yeah, it was. I'll never forget that. But it was Fuel, Biohazard, and Orgy was the probably
Nice.
one of my first shows I
Nice.
ever seen, like live shows.
Right.
That really was like.
I remember when Orgy came out.
Yeah, Fuel was just they're still good.
Right.
I've always liked them. So.
I grew up listening to them.
Me too. Yeah, same.
I was in my, I think it was in my 20s when they came out. I'm pretty sure it was in my 20s when they came out. I don't know how long they've been around, but I remember getting Concrete Corner compilation albums from the record store when you bought more than $20. It
Yep.
was always on one of them. So that's how I knew about them. I never bought an album, nothing. So this will be the first time that I've actually seen them. But I'm excited for the Stone Temple Pilots show.
Yeah,
That's
me
a
too,
banger
man.
too. Like
Yeah.
the old
Yeah.
Miners Field getting ready to be a venue now.
Yeah, man. I'm.
It's fucking crazy. I never thought it was going to happen.
We.
How was that? I mean, how was that the reception at that show? Because Cause of Ruin was on here, but they were the very first episode, and their show was coming up.
Yeah.
And they're battling alongside of you for that
Right.
for
Yes.
that spot.
So how was our show at the Battle
Yeah,
of the
how was
Bands?
the set?
Oh, it was.
what was the reception like?
It was great, man. And the whole parking lot was full.
Nice.
Afterwards,
it was just you guys, or did they have
it was
other bands?
there was just us.
it's just,
just a
yeah,
solo
so
shot?
Each band went every Saturday.
I didn't know if they had like programming going on around it or like, other
so
shit going
well, I
on.
think
Like,
Not on
so.
stage.
A lot of that, had to deal with more of like a promotion towards Harley to obviously sell motorcycles, you know. But
it's always a cash grab.
well, so at that same time, there were.
They probably hate me for saying that shit too.
I wasn't gonna reach out to that, but no. At that same time,
Blame it on me, blame it
the
on me.
local like schools and stuff, like Heron Tigers, were out there. I think it was the dance team. They were out there raising money, and then there was a biker poker run too that was going on.
Well,
Yeah.
So
it's like everybody was kind of coming together to use it as a space.
But every Saturday that they've had one, they've had events like that. So so it's not just standalone like we just got lucky. They've had something going every single.
What was
Saturday.
impressive to me about it was that when we were playing, you know, because we play our heart out. We leave everything on the stage every time.
Right.
We always do. And so when we were playing, I'm looking out there, and the sun's beaming, brother. I'm
It
talking
looks
about
like
it's
in the
like
pictures.
it's like,
It seems like everybody got a warm day,
there was
too.
so, there,
Yeah.
and there were so many people, and there was a lot of people out there just watching us in the sun. And even the people came out from the store and was out there watching us. And that's what was impressive to me, that they stood in that sun for like the whole set, a 45-minute set. And I was like, I just kept telling them, thank you, thank you for listening to us out there in that sun, because I don't know if my own mother, you know, my mom was there, but anyway, I don't know if my own mother.
Definitely felt bad for a couple of people.
Yeah,
Dude,
because it was
yeah.
beaming, brother, and we were, you know.
See, I get heart palpitations.
I mean,
easy
yeah,
from,
even
like,
being in a
sugar and
black
anything,
shirt
so
up on
being
the
out there
stage,
in the heat would fuck me up.
We had
And-
somewhat of a shade cover from the awning, but
I don't know what it
even
is about that
then-
either, because when Watercoat had the Harley shop here before, I think Black Diamond owns this one here. But Watercoat, when they had a stage there, and we played there. With Spirit of Chaos played there. Same fucking angle. You would think the sun's beating this way. Why didn't we build this the other direction?
man, that's
It's like
a
free
whole-
lighting. We're going to do this in the mid-afternoon and kill whoever's up
No,
here.
that's a whole.
Then they're going to want to buy a
Disneyland
bike from us.
conspiracy thing where they
It's a
build it
Disney
in the site.
conspiracy.
Yeah, build it at certain points. They know exactly where to
Dude,
do it.
yeah. They're all chambered for bike rides.
I have to say though that you know, we appreciate everybody that showed up and stayed in the sun for us. Because,
Right.
I mean, literally, people showed
I
up.
didn't go. I'm lame.
A lot of people, they showed up though, but actually that was probably one of our longest teardowns because
Really?
people were coming up to us. And
It was cool, man.
Oh, really? You got a
Talking
good
to us.
reception.
You were
then. Yeah.
That was good.
Actively engaging with us. Yeah, it was.
I mean-
It was really cool.
Well, I mean, and don't get it twisted. I love my brothers in Cause of Ruin, but you guys fit the bill a lot more considering your stage antics.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that,
It's
man.
like I,
we call
like I
that a
told-
certain
I told you off
energy
camera.
down in the South.
Like I told you off camera, you remind me of Scott Weiland and fucking Iggy Pop. I don't know why, but that's just what I see when I see you moving.
I appreciate
So-
that, man. Thank you.
And you've got a heavy foot. You've got a heavy foot. You sound good. I like what
Just
you
no
did.
psych wards. All right.
I actually
Right.
I did so I was playing in a kind of a gospel group a while ago when I was going
Gotcha.
to church, and I went to a studio one time.
The devil has stolen you.
How
The devil sucks.
Long story with that. I've been listening to metal for my entire life, so you know I've always had a root with that. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
metalcore. I love metal.
Hey, we definitely believe in spiritual connection, brother.
You guys would
Just
shit
give us
if
a
you
hard
heard
time.
what I. Look, okay, I'll let a little secret out here. My wife is the only person that knows this fucking thing, but I remember putting MC Hammer tapes in Teddy Ruxpin's. Okay, like just to watch this mother and Jeff Foxworthy tapes. We were just talking about this. Putting it in a Teddy Ruxpin just to fucking like, and I didn't even know what pot was yet. I'm doing this shit as like a 9-year-old motherfucker running around with my brother.
Need weed, bro.
Dude, not at all. Not at all. If I told my wife if I quit today, I'd be high till I retire. Fucking shit I've smoked so much is unreal. But
So another fun story about that.
I don't think we finished the last one, but okay.
Yeah, I mean,
But I've actually only been playing drums for about 3 years.
Really?
3 and a half.
It shows.
So I
oh, that's good.
but I was playing in church, and
Now he's gonna fucking send viruses to me for the rest of my life.
You thought I fixed your computer.
Yes, yes.
Hey, you guys see them DMX lighting kits? I ran all of those.
so, you know,
Oh shit! Here we go. Here we go. I still have pack viruses on fucking 3.5 floppies.
but no,
Nothing will fucking read it, but yeah.
There you go.
Fuck.
It's safe in a different way, you know.
No shit.
But no, I played there for a while, and one of the things I went to a studio, and one of the things I was told was that I needed to kick harder. And
Really?
But he did say that I was one of the best like gospel drummers he'd ever heard.
Right.
And this is a guy that's actually renowned in a huge area.
Do you
of the
have
US.
like? Are you light-handed? Is that what it is? Because it seems like you could play anywhere.
Well, that's how it was. I was light with everything, but I wasn't
Right.
comfortable behind the kit. I was still kind of new. And
Gotcha.
then I went to I played somewhere else, and I can't remember where it was, but I was told the same thing, like hit a little bit harder, you know,
Right.
and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I need to revisit how I play. And so I went, and that's when we started building the studio. And I was like, okay, I need to start
Okay.
hitting. And funny enough, you can ask them how my snare head was just recently. I had a dot where the accuracy is perfect, but I had a dot just dented in about like
A new drummer's a
Each
fucking
show-
anal. Jesus Christ.
Each practice, you see this dent slowly grow.
Dude, he's gonna.
grow,
Yeah,
and
he better
grow.
change that fucking skin about every 3 months, or it's gonna have a hole there.
Well, Danny Carey has to change his drum head
It's
every
every
single
set.
show.
Yeah, every set.
Single set. This
Wow.
guy changes strings at like every 3 sets.
That's what you're supposed to do, though.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do. Every
So-
three. Every three.
Jacob changes his strings.
I change mine about once a year. Oh,
Hey, bass strings
So-
cost fucking. I feel this guy.
Players in this fucking band.
Right.
my bass is probably sitting at about an 8.5 on my
There's
amp.
still
So-
strings on that one, and it's been hanging for 9 fucking months, and I guarantee you I will pick it up and try to play it.
No, low down on that is
Buy
okay.
a bulk,
So
no shit.
we start doing a sound check. We were somewhere in Indiana. I can't remember the name of the fucking
Festival,
place.
we were at some
Fuck
festival.
that place.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
not gonna talk about that. But
Story with that. You
that's
have
a
no
whole
idea.
fucking
I'll show you
other
a picture,
story.
Actually, while he's talking about
That'll
that.
be the audio at the end of that
Oh.
of this episode. Fuck that place.
Oh, I gotta find it.
well, okay. So we get there and they're like, "Oh yeah, you guys are playing out here." Okay, where's the lights? What time do we go on? We're going. Oh, you guys go on about 9 o'clock. All right. Where's the lights?
It's like
There are none.
It's like on a pavilion.
These up here, they're all fucking shattered. They're broke. They're just hanging
It
by
was,
the
Dude, you know I've
wires.
seen people do the
Bad.
cheapest of shit with
Oh,
lights.
dude. So we just
Oh,
said
it wasn't.
We had headlights.
we said screw it. Yeah, we just had 2 cars pull up, turn on the bright headlights,
yeah,
and just
dude, we
shine
played in
us down the
we played
entire time.
with headlights.
We
lights.
took those stands.
Yeah,
They
literally.
have these lights that look like these up here, only these here.
We
are
just
wired
needed a
in.
bonfire and hay
You can
bales.
buy them. They're like $50 a pop, and they change light colors like this. And here does.
Yeah.
But you can set them on that stand there.
Oh, yeah,
They're magnetic.
That was the plan. I was like, no, we've already spent too much money just getting
No.
over here. Let's not spend any more at a fucking Walmart.
It was a
you know?
5-hour
This is what they
drive.
wanted us to play on.
What the fuck is that?
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
That-
I-
exactly. It's a
Freaking, like,
concrete
fuck.
slab. Oh
No,
wait, no,
that-
that's
That's what they wanted us to play on.
that's a
In that
horse
building.
stable.
I was gonna say it looks like a wheelless fucking short bed.
They were
off like a
yeah,
box
it's
truck.
But they were like, look, we could turn it sideways.
It's like a horse
It
straw
is a
barn.
boxless box truck.
Yeah.
And no joke, when we got outside,
We drove 5 hours to this
5.5
fucking place.
hours, almost
we
6
get
hours,
there.
actually.
Had to fight off state fair hogs.
And lot lizards.
They was everywhere.
We were guaranteed pay, and they didn't even want to pay us.
Yeah.
See, that's what the Sims started doing. That's what
Yeah.
we started with.
We
was
got paid though.
protecting.
Oh,
bands
yeah, we got
from
paid.
getting fucked over.
They didn't want to pay.
We about froze to death.
We were supposed to play 2 nights.
And the lady that ran it said that we were her favorite band,
Yeah.
but yet she didn't want to pay us.
What's the name of this?
And
joint?
yet she paid
Text it to me. I'll say it out
$10,000.
loud.
$10,000 for a fucking
What was her
cover
name?
band next
I don't
door.
remember.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We camped out outside.
Anyway, it was a pretty extreme
It
experience.
was
get paid
extreme,
or
but
to play?
anyway.
To get paid or to play?
You know, afterwards we camped out.
Oh yeah.
So we finally get our sound check done and everything like that. It's already going on 9:30. It's dark.
Oh,
That's when
shit.
we had to pull the cars up, turn the bright lights on, go to open the very first song. Very fucking my A string, second note I grabbed.
Oh, yes.
Split right down the middle. I'm like, fuck. As soon as we start.
Oh, but let's
So I was
let's,
like, all
let's,
right,
let's
well,
not
I'll just
forget
go
that.
grab one of his sticks and start slamming down on his.
So let's not forget that we
Dang,
had a
man.
conversation about you changing your strings.
Yeah, we had a whole
A day,
conversation about it.
literally.
Make
Because
sure
we're so
everybody
broke.
changes their strings.
My band was
before
so
we play.
broke. Spirit of Chaos, our very first show, same thing happened to me. Only I blew my 4th and 2nd string.
Oh man.
Oh
Fourth
my
string
God.
blew. I
So
started
I'm like-
fucking trying to use the others to compensate. I've got no other
So
strings.
I'm like, yeah, we didn't bring any extra strings, and there was
now
not,
I have a fucking complex.
well, there
Where I've got a fucking bag that used to store pillowcases in it,
Yeah.
full of fucking strings. These things are probably rusting somewhere right now.
Hey, I'm about to do the same
So
exact
so
thing.
we,
though.
we took a golf cart.
yeah.
to
So
go
they
get
drove a golf cart back to the camp to grab a second guitar.
Out of
because
nowhere,
had
we
no,
took a golf cart.
Right.
So then we took a golf cart to go get a different guitar, so we could
Okay.
play
And
the
then
show.
second song, I have his now spare guitar because I didn't bring a spare. I don't have a spare, but I played on his spare. ripped the fucking locking nut straight out the side of the
The
guitar.
strap, and he
I'm
catches
like,
it, catches
dude,
it right before it hits the
I
ground.
guitar mid,
You
and I
can't
just.
see.
Oh my god.
I immediately dropped down to my knees. I'm still fucking playing though, because I'm not stopping.
Oh, we didn't
I'm not gonna
stop.
end
We
the
kept,
fucking
we
song.
rocked
Fucking
that
hilarious.
show.
Oh, man. It's all on video too.
Yeah, we got it
The
on
whole
video.
thing.
That's funny.
It's we rocked that show, man.
I would hope. You'd have to. You'd have to. You ain't surviving after
People
that
thought
if you
I
don't
was
do
about to
something
do
good.
it like a fucking badass solo. No,
Right.
I'm still trying to play the rhythm track.
The whole time I got my eyes shut.
You're just trying to catch the guitar, and
Yeah,
everybody
literally.
thinks you're doing
I'm like,
something
well, 'cause
special.
now it's not my guitar, it's his, and I'm like,
Oh.
I'm not.
I
I
got my
don't
eyes
want to be
shut.
responsible for
I didn't see a damn thing.
that. He had his
We're gonna
head
get this
turned
one of
whole
those
time.
metal chairs that you know, have picnic chairs, whatnot, and he had to sit in that so he could play the rest of the set.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And you talk about it getting cold. My ass was fucking frozen. Like,
Oh
it was-
yeah.
it
You
was-
were
we
playing outside
sweaty.
too, wouldn't you?
Metal
Yeah, we were
chair.
Were you
sweaty.
inside a
It's
building or
hot.
were you
No, it
outside?
was outside.
You were outside?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it dropped down
Yeah,
to
'cause
like 40
after that
degrees.
stage, there was another place that they had a DJ set up right next to us, so there's gonna be conflicting audio and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And we had to talk to them and be like, "This is not gonna work," because then they were like, "Okay, well they couldn't turn the that box trailer to the side, so then it had to go outside."
boxless box
Then
truck.
We tried plugging in
It was
power,
crazy.
and there was no power to any of the outlets. So it was like, how are we even gonna play?
You guys
So then we went over there and
should have
there was
brought a
power.
generator. Jesus.
So we took it. We took the DJ stage.
Eh, Why not?
And he was
We had
paid
to.
up front. That's the thing.
So would you say that was your worst show?
Oh man, that was pretty bad. That was probably our most difficult and stressful show because of the drive, and then even
There's
though
nothing that feels worse than being put on the spot by a venue in front of a crowd either.
Yeah.
Nothing makes the back of your ears burn.
yeah, there was
like
nobody
that.
there. Nobody there. There was like maybe 10. Only
Still
because
though, I mean, you're being put on the spot. Okay, how are we?
See anyways, we
Well,
didn't
because I
like
think some of them do it to see how you're going to react, so you can ruin your own
It was
future
crazy.
of playing there
I
again.
think
It was- she
a
was so
lot of it
unprofessional.
And
dealt
then others are
with
just unprofessional and
that,
unprepared.
She was so
cover band they had
disorganized.
paid.
Yes.
I think they were planning on them pulling in most of the crowd for the entire.
So you guys got sacrificed as the opener. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
outside.
I mean,
so.
it happened on 2 different points of the night.
And
So
honestly,
it's like,
it
Come to
was
find out they only had like 12 people in there. We had
Yeah.
more people on our crowd than they
paid
did.
10 grand for this band
Damn.
to bring in 12 people.
They paid
was,
10 grand for a band.
it was a crazy experience
Mother
because the
of- and
fairgrounds.
Did they play that same shit you did?
No,
The same spot?
Tribute.
No, they played in like an entire like fucking warehouse.
Yeah, they sacrificed your asses.
Yeah, they did.
That's what they did.
yeah, so
Oh,
Led
okay.
Zeppelin. That's what they were called.
Led Zeppelin?
Yeah, Metallica and Led
Led
Zeppelin.
yeah, it was
Okay.
wow. Anyway, we won't do that again.
Beat 'em. Like, what?
You know, like if we're traveling 5 hours, we're gonna have to have a gas per diem. There's gonna have
a
to
lot
be
of
some
them.
kind of, some
Yeah.
kind of making sure at least because we do this because we love what we do. We love the music. We're not doing it to get rich. We just need to be able to cover our gas at least if we're traveling that far.
Gas
You know,
and maintenance is all
so
we've asked.
yeah,
It's like,
that's really
you
the
saw my
truth,
symbol,
you
it's-
know.
Yeah.
it's great. And I do have one replaced it.
Right.
You know,
you know.
but I'm trying to wear that one out at least until I do replace. But
Right.
Equipment's not cheap.
Well, it's not just equipment. You've got equipment. You've got merch you're moving. You got music
Yes.
you're moving. You've got your
Your
fucking
vehicle maintenance.
your vehicle.
everything.
Do you guys carpool when you go that far?
We tried to.
We try to,
Try to.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
And
that's
I-
the
I-
hard part
He's
around
just
here.
waiting for his symbol to turn into shrapnel so he can really hurt the singer this time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. He's
That's-
seen me that. I've
I've
seen
hit
that
him with
video.
2 sticks.
You think I'm moving now?
I've been
One
hit.
that showed you- yep.
I've been hit a few times by Derek Anthus.
Yep.
He has
Yeah.
pegged me in the legs and in the back of the neck.
That's the real reason I move around so much on stage because I try to make sure that
gotta make sure you
I'm
catch
trying to
it.
bob and weave. You know,
gotta
what I'm
catch
saying?
I'm just gonna get more accurate with it. That's all.
He's gonna sit back there with a Nerf gun. Is what he's gonna do. He's gonna wait for you to stop, pop you one.
If you can dodge a dodgeball, you can dodge a bullet. All right.
No, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge.
Exactly, right.
My wife loves that fucking movie.
That movie's
I bought it
pretty
on VHS just recently because I
Yeah,
collect.
fuck yeah.
But yeah, it's fucking some of the shit that she watches is fucking crazy as hell. But that fucking movie is funny as fuck.
I will have to say, if anybody is definitely watching this, and you're thinking you're a band thinking about coming to play and have a great time and have fun with you and your guys and have a good place to rock out, this is it. So
I appreciate
you should
you.
definitely check
Thank you.
that out, man.
Absolutely, man. This
I've had a lot of fun here. You know, it's been fun for real.
Well, I appreciate
definitely
it.
a
I like the
connection
environment that
home,
you've got
you know.
here.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
It took some doing. It took some doing on whether or not I wanted to do the way it's set up now. It was originally going to be behind the bar.
I see.
Because of being the L there and it's at the right eye angle, and I keep seeing Howard Stern type podcasting down
Yeah,
here.
there you go.
And I don't know why, because I used to love Howard Stern, but when he went through that whole fucking political phase,
I
I
know
was
what
like,
you're talking about.
you can,
He's
you
still
can,
doing it, yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't
got
watch.
the big subwoofer,
Now, we'll
dude.
say
Bring back the tits and less mouth. You know, fuck you, Howard
I
Stern.
will say
Yeah,
I didn't
man.
expect to come here and have to work on your computer, but that's okay.
I appreciate you though. You know, I'll bust your balls a little bit, but I don't want viruses. 365 Mafia on my fucking computer over here is fucking tearing up.
EverFelt, man.
Yeah, it's your fault. But yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. What do you guys want to talk about? Lollipop? I don't know what word I was trying to accomplish there, but we'll see how that works out. Lollipop, okay.
It worked.
Right, it worked.
I mean, we can talk about future goals. I mean, we have.
Future goals.
I mean, we've been talking about quite a few things. That
Now lay down on this couch and tell me how it feels.
Right. But I mean, with this EP coming out,
Want to take a break or what?
I really think that we've got a good momentum. It's just more of trying to get those more local shows. But we've done the longer distance shows, and we're still apt to do that as long as the accommodations are there.
Right.
If we got the right accommodations, then we're absolutely going to go and play as far away as we can because we want to reach as many people as we can.
And we're bringing
Oh,
a
yeah.
show.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
bringing a show. You
With
can
this
count
EP,
on that.
I'm hoping that it kind of gets those wheels spinning even faster, and we can get even farther. So that's kind of the idea here is that this EP is since this is our first EP, we've already got a pretty decent following, but we're just hoping that the sky's the limit with that. And if we get this STP show, that's gonna help even more.
And we got a lot of shows coming
I
up
think
that
we're
are
gonna
local.
Keep on driving. That's the thing. Is,
Right. Keep branching out, man.
I don't want to see us lose momentum and take a break yet. And we start feeling a little burnout, then I can see us taking a little break.
We'll be releasing our first single, Reach, either August 8th or 9th. And then we'll be also working on our official music video soon. So we'll be having some music videos come out.
Right.
So those are some of the next steps. And then, continuing to book shows. And
I like the fact that you guys booked outside of the state early.
Yes.
Early. You didn't, because stalemate happens around here. I've noticed with some of these bands. They stick to this circle, almost like Facebook Marketplace, where it comes out 20 miles or whatever. They won't go outside their little comfort bubble, and then they fizz out.
Yep.
Or they won't put out physical music and they fizz out. That's the two things I have noticed, like physical merch, physical music, playing shows regularly, not 4 times a year. I mean, when you're new, you guys are fresh.
Man,
You're
I've
sophomore.
always
You're in your
looked at
sophomore
it
year, right?
Yeah, this
It's the
sophomore,
same way with the whole Guns N' Roses scenario. How they used to fucking carpool or hitchhike all the way to where their next place was gonna play. I don't give a fuck. We're gonna play it.
Right. Dave Grohl was
matter
just.
what,
I
we're
was
gonna
talking
get
about that
there,
on
man.
another episode. Dave Grohl was talking about the fact that he went back to the van after Nirvana.
Yeah.
When they did Foo Fighters, they wanted
Oh,
that
really?
old feel. Yeah, they did not
cool.
put it. He didn't put any of his money out. He let it all run itself.
Really?
So they leaked a couple of tracks and then they started touring, and they got back in the red van.
That's
They
awesome,
didn't
dude.
do the big tour bus or anything. They went back to the red van to get
The fundamentals.
to relive it again. I mean, you're rich, you're
Yeah,
famous,
man.
you could do anything with your money and make your band way bigger than what it ended up being.
Yeah.
But to
Why
hear,
not drive that nostalgia?
yeah,
feeling
I mean,
all the
I
way?
think Dave Grohl is going to end up being one of the mainstays of our fucking generation, my generation, as far as music goes, because all the rest of them want to put a bullet in their fucking head, apparently.
Yeah.
But he bought a studio that's older than him and had it moved to his basement to record on. Paul McCartney. I mean,
Fucking
come on. You got to record with Paul fucking McCartney. Kiss my ass, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
But he
right
doesn't-
about that.
He doesn't flaunt his shit, though. He went back
he
to the
doesn't.
van.
Well,
So-
I actually just watched a video of Dave Grohl. He hopped on this enormous kit, and you could tell it's he tends to play a minimalist kit or something
Right.
that's a lot more he doesn't get all those extravagant
Fucking 80 piecers or
Right.
bigger.
But when he got on there, he still ripped it because he knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh,
with
yeah.
those kits.
Yeah.
And that's what's kind of cool is
Well, fuck, he's been playing them since he was 6 or some shit, and
Right.
he's in his 50s now.
But even when he was talking about it, how humble he was behind it,
Right.
And he wasn't even acting like he was one of the best drummers in the
No,
world. And,
not at all.
And he really is. And a lot of the
I just seen a video of him going to a local band. He went. They played this show, but the locals were playing, and he knew one of the dudes in the band. And he went up to him, gave him a hug, and it made the rest of the band members just like they were like, "Oh my god, Dave fucking Grohl's over here," and he's
Right.
just like, "Fuck you guys, I give hugs."
And
Yeah, just like anyone else.
He's like anybody else.
and that's why I
That's how you're supposed to be.
I aspire
Yes.
to be a drummer
Humbling.
like that
Yes.
because he hopped on a kit that he's not familiar with, and I have this kit. This is my main kit right
Right.
here. But when we played at the Birdhouse just recently, I had to use the house kit.
Right.
For one, it was just a smaller space. It would have been really hard
You're
to get
good.
that one down there. And when I did that, it was just rack tom, floor tom, and that's it. And then so I brought some of my cymbals, but I didn't bring everything. You know,
Right.
I just brought what I knew I could have to get through the set. And I was nervous about it because I was like, okay, well this is going to be a different feel. This is going to be a different dynamic.
Right.
And I stepped on that kit and I actually felt like I belonged there, just like I do on that kit.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to do because I read something a long time ago that said that a true professional drummer can step on any kit and play the same way that they do on theirs.
Well, I would hope, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like if he were to grab somebody else's guitar, he's going to be able to.
Yeah, it's muscle memory.
Right.
Is what it is.
And that's what you want to be. If you can only play on your kit, or you only play on your guitar, or only
Yes.
play on whatever instrument.
I had to get over that because I was about 10 years in and I had a malfunction with that bass.
Right.
Because it's been like redone 3 times and that's the final product. But it went out on me and I had to borrow someone else's 4-string. And the only thing that I don't like is the different pickups because it is different for a guitar or a bass than it is for drums. I would assume that it would be like the size of the drums and the type of
heads,
skins.
the tension, everything.
But for the bass, it was like, fuck, all I do is tune it.
Right.
And she's going to do whatever I need her to do any fucking way. So you get over things real quick. And I think there's a little bit of an anxiety issue behind performing in general.
I mean, I started on an E-kit, to be honest.
What's an E-kit?
An electronic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I started with the Alesis Strike Pro SE. And it's a nice kit.
Right.
Felt good, but there was just limitations that I noticed that I didn't get. There weren't the right articulations
Right.
on that as I can get on an acoustic. So I saved up a lot of money to get this DW Collector.
Right. It's a pretty kit.
And I appreciate it. And I spent a lot of time on that to learn, and I'm still learning on it.
Like I said, I think you're the only drummer that's been here that had shells.
Well,
literally. The only drummer I've ever seen that had his shit cased.
Yeah.
So
I purchased everything so that way I could travel with that kit, but also it's my studio kit, and I do plan on getting another one real soon. But that's the idea behind it is I want to be versatile. I want to be able to, if we show up and there's a house kit, then I'm going to be able to play on that house kit just like I do this one and sound just as good. I mean, it took me about maybe about 10, 15 minutes to tune that kit as close as I could to sound good.
Birdhouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I got it ready and.
Right.
I mean, I have no complaints.
So you said that's your first kit, or what was your first kit? You said your first kit was an electric?
Yeah, it was an electric.
You instrumental at all?
I played a little guitar.
What was your first?
Not my first instrument?
Guitar, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that's a different story.
I don't even know. It would have to be probably a Gibson.
Gibson?
Yeah, acoustic.
What was your first?
My first was actually drums.
Oh, drums?
Yeah, I started as drums when I was like 5 or something like that, and then I kind of grew out of them. I didn't really want to do it that much anymore. And then my dad always had this rule in the house. It's like, oh, if you touch my guitar, I'm going to break your fucking fingers.
Yep.
Yep.
My dad had an acoustic.
So,
that's what I got told.
Well, I mean, we were kids, man.
Yeah.
We break shit all the time.
Yep.
And it is what it is, and I fully own up to that shit.
Right.
But
oh, you broke shit, Jacob? No, not you.
No, swiping under the rug.
I didn't open that case. It was broke in there.
Yeah.
And well, one day I just decided I wanted to start picking it up and learning it, and that's kind of how I went from there. And then there was one day he finally did come home and heard that I was on the guitar, and he was about to yell, but then he stopped himself and he was like, "Wait a minute, that shit kind of sounds good. And, let's continue playing." So
yeah,
I found. And then I kind of went into lessons a little bit, but then I learned more than my teacher could teach me. So then
right on.
I found Jacob at a.
What was your first instrument in general?
A snare drum.
The snare drum. Oh, well, I think all of us probably did that. I remember having a little Indian drum when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I beat the shit out of that thing. There's holes in it.
Nitro. I got a yellow PV Nitro when I was a kid.
I had a PV 4-string when I started.
I've got 2 PV signature series.
And then I traded it for an Ibanez. And then I traded it for another Ibanez. And I bought a Gibson. And I got 4 Gibsons. And then Fenders. And then I had
He's
all
telling the
of them
family
stolen.
tree over here.
Oh yeah.
I had 10 of them stolen.
Give it a few minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Pissing contest. He's already filled up the
Pissing
pool,
contest.
And I bought like
Hey, he's one of those that's addicted to the guitar. That's exactly what that
I
is.
understand. I got my 76 Les Paul over there.
Every single time
That's
I
my
ever
baby.
call Corey, every single time I've ever called him, every time, and this is not an exaggeration, in 2 years, I say, "What are you doing?" He says, "Sitting on the couch playing my guitar." Every
Shows.
single time I've ever called
Well,
him.
aren't you kind of happy it was just his guitar while he was on the phone?
Yeah, that's
just
great.
like
That is a good answer. I prefer that answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he could have flashed back to like 976
He really
numbers real
could
quick.
have. Yeah.
Well, fuck, it's 1988. No! Landline still lives. Hey, I actually have a traditional landline right over there on the fucking
Oh,
wall. If you
wow.
look underneath that speaker, you'll see her.
I grew up
That's
with
awesome.
Pink Floyd and Slayer,
Yep.
old Metallica,
Oh, yeah.
Megadeth, a lot of Iron Maiden.
See, I never got into Maiden, and I never got into Priest
I didn't get into much of Priest.
at all.
Iron Maiden.
I'm Pantera.
I,
For anything from Far Beyond Driven by any band that was in rock, metal, or punk, from that moment when Far Beyond Driven came out on, I've been on this journey of metalhead.
then I got
So-
to a phase maybe for like 10 years was nothing but David Gilmour stuff, like Pink Floyd.
I have some vinyls in there you would
real
love.
Soft stuff and just
Like, I accidentally opened one that was an original and didn't realize it and was like, ah! After I opened it, but I still have her.
I do. I like Yngwie Malmsteen a lot and Steve
Okay.
Vai and all them.
Right on.
Look up to them.
What was your first
Bass.
instrument?
Bass.
Was it a bass?
Yeah,
Which
bass.
one?
It was an old, like a white, the Bentley was like the brand. It was
Okay.
kind of one of those just, I don't know, off.
Was it like a starter bass or some
Yeah,
shit? Yeah.
pretty much. You know, it was like a P&J pickup, so it had the
Okay.
split P and then the J
Yeah.
in the back, and just mom and dad bought it from like an old music shop in Murfreesboro, Illinois, and started playing around with that.
Right on.
Yeah.
So my first instrument was actually guitar too. I didn't know if you heard that earlier,
Mm-mm.
but I play guitar. It's funny because my acoustic was my first acoustic was an Oscar Schmidt by Washburn.
Right.
And there's a kind of cool story about that. Really,
Yeah, it's hanging on my wall.
man, I've only seen 2 other ones in my entire
It's
life.
black. Black was it has the equalizer.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was, I think, 14 or something like that, and my dad walked in one day and was like, "What do you want for your birthday?" Because my birthday was coming up, and I told him, I was like, "I want a guitar." He's like, he just laughed. And he's like, "Okay, well, what else do you want?" "I want a guitar."
Yeah, we're bypassing that gift is what that is.
He asked me, "Well, if I can't get you a guitar, what else do you want?" "I want a guitar."
Right.
So,
Give me some piece of shit, I'll work on it. I don't care, you know.
Yeah.
So the day before my birthday, my dad walked in my bedroom. He's like, "Hey, come with me." And I was like, "All right." So we hopped in the car, went down to the pawn shop, and we started looking around. You know exactly where I'm going. I go looking
Right.
at guitars. My dad's
Yeah.
going looking at tools and stuff
Right.
like that. And he walks over and he's like, just talking to the guy, and he's like, "Well, what kind of guitar do you recommend around here?" or something like that. He picked that one up, and the guy, I remember, he started playing Hotel California.
Right.
A beautiful rendition of it too, because he had his own little way that he played it. And my dad was like, "All right, well, pack it up, let's go." My mouth just dropped. So yeah, that was my first experience with an instrument. And then I picked up my 2 PV Signature Series guitars later on. One was like 6 months later, and then I bought the other one while I was on deployment. And there was a guy that had one that was it was an upper model from
Right.
mine. And he was kind of fading out with playing. I mean, he was a good player, but he was like, I'd rather have it. So he sold it to me for $500. It was like an $800 or $900 guitar. I was like,
Right.
hey, I'll
Right.
I'm gonna take that. So I had 2 guitars. It was
No, I didn't actually start playing guitar until about 5 years ago, and I just write my own stuff on the acoustics I teach my boys, the basic chords and stuff.
Right.
But when it comes to being on stage, I'd rather just do.
None of my kids give a fuck.
what I do.
I might have one kid. I might have one kid that wants to fucking learn. It's upstairs right now, but the other 3 don't give a flying fuck what I'm doing down here. I can guarantee you that.
My first instrument was actually the Baldron, which is a Irish drum. It's made like deerskin, and you hold it. And I remember had a little tipper.
Okay.
So that was my first ever instrument. When I was a kid that I remember playing, and then piano a little bit.
My dad had an Ibanez acoustic. It was real low scale. It wasn't nothing to shit and holler about, but it was a nice little guitar. And it was like he didn't even have a case where it's still sitting in the box that they come in, that weird fucking coffin boxes and shit. But it sat in there for like 2 years, and I was like, hey, can I fucking get that? Around the time that the Black Album by Metallica dropped.
Oh, really?
So I remember teaching myself Enter Sandman's intro.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only fucking thing I could do.
One of
And
the
then
first
my
songs I
dad
learned.
sold it. He
Oh,
didn't give it to me.
damn.
He didn't give it to me. He's like, yeah, you can fuck around or whatever. But then I come home one day and it's like, there's no box, there's no guitar. I'm like, what the
Oh,
fuck?
no.
He's like, oh, I had to sell it. I'm like,
Had to.
well, ain't that a bitch? And then like 6 years later, my cousin Jeff, who was drumming, he'd been drumming through high school and junior high and all that shit his whole life. So I started watching him drum and thought it was kind of interesting, but never picked it up. And then I fucking, for some reason, in 2001, bought a bass. It was a PV4 string. Had the fucking stock humbuckers on it, fucking and nothing to shit about. Also, it's like a $300 guitar. I was like, hell yeah, I bought myself a bass. And then I sat in my basement for 6 months trying to learn Disturbed.
Oh yeah.
Trying to learn Disturbed songs for fucking 6 months, and I gave it up. I just like, fuck this sucks. So then I started playing my own shit, writing my own things, and then met some guys, did the same thing everybody else does, started a band up, and I didn't even know how to fucking tune, like at all. It was a nightmare. But my first guitar was probably that Ibanez, but my first purchase one was the PB 4-string.
Wow.
Just a little junker $300 piece of shit. So. But yeah, if you guys got anything you want to plug or talk about or anything like that, now's the time. We're about to
I will.
cut things out.
If you want to find out anything you want to know about EverFelt, it's everfelt.net. All of our social media platforms are there. Yep. And please reach out to us if you have any questions about our shows or the merch we have coming up. Like I said, if you are listening to this, you're local to Mount Vernon, you're around the area, we are playing next Saturday. You're going to want to come out. There's going to be a lot of people. It's going to be fun. So.
Now that's the show up here at Knuckleheads. Yeah,
Knuckleheads
yeah,
Mount Vernon,
definitely.
yeah.
We might throw an after party here for that. Hell.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, most definitely.
It never stopped.
The after party.
The after party.
Yeah, the after party.
Never ends.
It's like the late show.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a lot of people.
It depends. Like if there's nothing booked alongside of it, because like if the Granada books anything, everything in town's dead. We just went through that last night because they had a Kiss tribute band and an Elton John tribute band and then somebody else. And I have no clue what's booked this Saturday. I'd have to talk to Dalton up there to Granada, because if you're booking anything that's got some money behind it, or like a Kiss tribute band, you're gonna bring some people out.
We don't come
So-
on to what, 12?
We'll see. 11:30.
Right.
So the reason
you said it's after Ash Bash, right?
Right. So it's
Okay.
the after party for the
everybody
musicians
will
that are
probably
playing
be
the
there.
festival. Right. And then the staff from Roadhouse Harleys. So that's the
It'd probably be a good
that
crowd.
there's going to be. Yeah. The cool thing is that there's a bunch of musicians in the area that probably haven't got to hear us live.
True.
And we're going to get to actually show some of the people around here
Right.
that we bring our A game, you know what I mean?
I hear
So
you. This episode will be up in time for the advertising.
That's
on it, so you
awesome,
won't have to
dude.
worry about
Yeah.
that.
Most
It'll
definitely.
probably
And
be Monday, maybe late Tuesday.
so be on the
Depends
lookout for Reach.
Depends
It'll
on
be
if this
out.
little fucking thing over here decides to act nice to me this week. So
I think we're going to release Reach on August 8th. As long as we have the masters
deal.
by next Friday, like we're supposed to.
Right.
August 8th it'll be his birthday, so we figured we'll do that, and we'll release another song 2 weeks
Right
later,
on.
and then we'll do the EP release of the whole EP on September 7th, which is Corey's birthday and my son's birthday. So
There you go.
so we'll and so there's a lot happening for us real soon, and we want everybody to be a part of it.
Right on.
Thank you, Cemetery and Sketches, for the artwork for the new logo. So we just want to say thank you to her.
Definitely,
Before we go.
she's awesome.
'Cause I don't know if we're going to take a break, come back, or what's up.
I think this is the
I think
finito.
this is the end. Yeah.
I was gonna say,
My
thank you
friend.
to
We have-
Shelby.
Yeah.
Videos where we just recorded our EP that we were very thankful to do. We really
Now, is that what you played today? Was the full EP? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and, we been working on that and waiting to do that, and finally got that recorded. It's almost done mastering. Like I said, Cemetery and Sketches. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. She's also getting ready to do like this new online radio podcast. I think she's being a part of. That's just all coming out now, so I'm kind of vague on that. But she made a new logo for us and has been working with the band, and she's also kind of working with other bands and doing some things along those lines now too. So again, just like how you're doing this now,
Right.
doing the show, and we were talking earlier about how some of the guys and gals used to play in bands back in the day, and now not playing, but doing other things. And
Right.
Kind of help the venue, the scene, and other bands and people meeting people, and just kind of saturating it with history, stories, experience, and opportunities, and just really kind of putting meat on the bone and fleshing some things out all the way around, from bands to merch to making it, promoting it, showing it,
Right.
show and tell, and it's like, yeah.
That's really what it is show and tell. It's really what playing in a band is show and tell.
Yep.
So,
We appreciate it, and like we appreciate what you're doing.
appreciate you.
So yeah,
I had a great time.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, we all
Lastly,
enjoyed
I
it.
just want to say, before, I know he's got something to say afterwards, but I want to say, going back to the Facebook thing, just reach out to us on Facebook. We're very responsive. We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear from anyone that whether it's just to say hey and we like your music, or collaborations, or we want to hear you play at this place. Just anything. I mean, we try to respond to everybody, and we want to be engaged
Definitely.
with the community.
Lizard tails and lollipops.
Make a band, call
Right.
somebody, fucking record a song,
Yeah.
Right.
make
Yeah.
a fucking shirt,
Exactly.
Play a show, go to your friend's fucking show.
Right.
Turn the fucking phone, turn the fucking thing off.
Crab walk with your
Go
bass.
wherever you're at whatever town you're in, whatever you're watching this in, go to a fucking show. It's probably only 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It's still enough where the fuck you're at. Go to it, have a beer, text somebody, call someone, take a picture. Like
Can't do that. You told us to put our phone away, though.
Yeah, where was all this earlier? Like,
Where's all this been? This shit just like
Yeah.
he's been waiting
He
the
said-
whole. He's been
That
waiting the
door
whole
finally,
fucking
like,
episode to start
barely
talking
squeaked.
now.
oh. Buy a fucking local fucking, go to a local pub, get a fucking local.
That's right.
There's microbreweries around.
Yes, there's a lot of fun places.
Support your local people.
Live local.
Yeah.
Live local.
Buy a fucking local pizza.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Buy a pizza and sing a tune.
And sing a tune, baby. Sing a tune.
Join a fucking band. Fucking give one of your guitars to fucking, your neighbor.
Yeah.
Give your kid drum lessons, piano lessons. Fucking, rock and roll is fucking not dead. Fucking rock and roll can still save the world. John Lennon was fucking right.
That's right, baby.
It is. Well, you heard it here first. This is the guys from fucking EverFelt. No? I mean,
EverFelt.net.
I almost said Everlast for some fucking weird reason. About to fuck myself up there. Jesus. That'd have been a fun edit. Right. Right. It's like a bad porno.
EF.
Was that a casting couch over there? Or like,
Eventually fucked. No, that is not the casting couch.
Oh my God.
Dude, when I first started setting this up down here, a little side story, it used to be right here where I'm sitting, and it looked like a fucking casting couch. So we fucking moved it back over there and put everything here. It's like, I am not trying to have that kind of party
And
here.
then Jacob's still seen it as a casting couch. You moved
Don't
it.
let the
it didn't
cameras
matter.
fool you.
listen.
Anyway,
I have
Bonnie,
nothing else to
this has
say to
been
that. Just listen, all right?
this has been awesome, brother.
I appreciate you guys coming out.
Thank
and
you, man.
that is EverFelt. Metal horns up. Woo!